the head coach, Lisa Carlson, will give an opening statement, and we'll take questions for Allie Lehman and Renee today.
Well, I think you saw in the championship game two really good teams going at it. This is a group that I'm really proud of. You know, I thought for 40 minutes we battled through some things that were uncharacteristic of us, but you know, I told them when we left the locker room, this is an opportunity for us to walk out with our heads held high, because we've done a lot of things this year that a lot of people didn't think that we were probably capable of. But there were 15 kids in the locker room that definitely believed that we had opportunities to do some of the things that we did do. And I think because of that, we need to be proud of the overall body of work.
Allie, just walk us through the first half as far as your penetration, ability to get to the rim, contribute with obviously a close game throughout the first three quarters before the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I'd say the first half, I think I kind of let everybody down. I probably should have started attacking a lot harder, a lot sooner, and shots just weren't falling our way. I guess I kind of let the officiating get in my head and kind of fell apart. But I mean, we had players like Renee come in, and they finally knocked down some big shots, and so.
Renee, in the first half, again, some big shots for you. Talk about your contribution in the first half and the ability with obviously the halftime being a tie game and obviously a 1-point lead after 3.
I think when you play with so many talented kids, people like me get some open shots. So I've been working all year to knock some down. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough, but I think we have a lot of heart and we really battled. So proved a lot of people wrong this year, and I think we should be proud of that.
For both Allie and Renee, just talk about the fourth quarter again, some of the challenges that Toledo presented in that quarter as far as tipping the scale their way.
I'd say they definitely attacked us, and we got in foul trouble early on, and we didn't counter it, and it was just coming down to hitting shots, I think, and once we finally scored, it was giving up simple baskets that we should have easily stopped. Like a defense at some portions, just lost our bounce.
Renee, anything to add with that?
Yeah, I think it was just not getting stops. They got too many easy baskets towards the end.
For both Allie and Renee, just this season, talk about things you accomplished for yourself and the program, and a lot of positives, obviously, for the Huskies.
Yeah, it's probably the way I'd want to go out. I mean, clearly I'd rather be cutting down net, but I can't even say how fortunate I am to end it with this team and to be able to hang up my jersey for good, knowing that I got the best experience with the best teammates possible. A lot of people doubted us. I mean, we were ranked 5th in just the West, and here we are playing the championship. We had just John A. and I on the MAC team, and you know, I still think Coach should have been the Coach of the Year. I mean, we've came back in a lot of games when people doubted us, and I think that's what this team is built off of. Everybody doubts us, and we find ways to prove them wrong every single time. Just like Ohio, that's probably going to be one of my greatest memories, and I know that I'm always going to remember this team and cherish all the memories that we had.
Renee, as well, your perspective on the year.
I think the coaching staff has completely turned this program around. It's pretty incredible, actually, and it's something amazing to be a part of. Allie and all the seniors are an amazing group, something that we definitely won't take for granted. And yeah, I think we proved a lot of people wrong, and we still have basketball yet to play, I think, and we're gonna end on a high note, especially for the coaches and for the seniors.
Well, Renee and Allie, we'll let you get back to the locker room. Thank you for your time, and we'll continue with Coach Carlson.
Coach, just talk about the team's mindset. At 2:09, called the timeout, and then kind of end the half on the 7-0 run. What was the team's mindset at the end of going into the second half after that nice little run there?
Well, we knew it was going to be a tough battle. You know, nobody was really willing to give more than an inch or so for about the first 3 quarters, and then, you know, unfortunately for us, I think in the fourth quarter, we allowed our offensive struggles to affect our defensive intensity a little bit, and that's unfortunate. But you got to give Toledo a lot of credit. You know, it's one of the best defensive teams in the league, and I thought they really stayed the course on trying to make things difficult for us. And they made some plays, especially down the stretch in that fourth quarter, that were big for them. And then encountering, we didn't make plays on either end at times when we really needed to. But I think you have to credit the opponent for a lot of that, and hopefully they'll go on and represent this league in a very positive manner in the NCAA tournament. I'm sure they will.
1 point lead after the first quarter, tied at the half. In the third quarter, you were able to jump out and get a 7-point lead, I believe. Just talk about the things that were working there in that third quarter for you to get that 7-point cushion.
Well, I think that 7-point lead was at a time when we were being able to play at our pace. You know, we talked a lot about being able to push the ball up and down the floor and see if we couldn't wear Toledo out a little bit. You know, they've been in a situation where they've played a lot, one more game than we have, and I thought they did a nice job of minimizing that at the time and making a couple plays to get right back in it. And then, like I say, the fourth quarter, when we couldn't make those pushes and we couldn't make those shots, they were able to sustain things in the half court.
For you overall, looking at the opportunity for the growth of the program, first time for the Huskies to be in this championship game in the conference since 1982. Talk about the success and the strides the program is taking, and what you can look back on this year as far as growth.
You know, I got really lucky when I took this job that I had a group of kids that were willing to buy in from the beginning. You know, I think that's why we've been able to have the success so rapidly that we have, is I had a group that, you know, was willing and ready to do whatever was asked of them, even when it was stuff that they didn't want to do. And so I think when you look at what we've been able to do this year and getting to this point, I think the most important thing is they see what that has done. They see what their work has done to put them in position to playing basketball late in March. And that's really where we want to be. You know, hopefully we sustain that and we put that culture in place so that every Husky who comes in understands the expectation, and we can continue to cultivate that culture. But this is an amazing group of young women who've really kind of grabbed the bull by the horns, per se, and taken that to heart in the off season, and I fully anticipate that they will continue to do that.
The MAC West division, obviously very challenging, very tough this year overall for the conference. 6 teams in the top 100 at RPI, 6 teams with 20 or more wins. Talk about how this schedule for the regular season, this tournament, has prepared you for next week.
Well, I think there's no doubt that the West is, on a night-to-night basis, was really a battle. And, you know, we talk all the time about if we were going to be tested and ready for postseason, playing in the West was going to do that for us. You have a lot of great teams, a lot of teams that probably absolutely Toledo deserves, but a lot of teams that could have gone on and represented us well in the NCAA, and hopefully, you know, people across the country will kind of take a look at that. But you know, I was proud of what we were able to do overall in the MAC, but I was really proud of the way we were able to battle in the West against undoubtedly some really, really good teams. It's been a great experience for our kids, and it's been a great experience for me.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks.